Controversy in Liverpool versus Wolves in the FA Cup third round. The game finishes 2-2, but two massive offside decisions cause confusion and controversy. The first, Mo Salah's goal, the ball played clearly offside. Toti attempts to make a header because he doesn't know if Mo Salah's offside or not. That attempted header essentially then makes Mo Salah onside, as it's perceived to be a deliberate play for the ball. And then this goal, Toti, the same player, you can see in front of Trent, in front of, I think, Konate, in front of Thiago, in front of Harvey Elliott, puts the ball in from this point, and the goal is disallowed for offside. It was a last-minute, very tight decision. But some big decisions today are causing controversy across football. And I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. I want your opinions on this. They are stating that it was Nunez from the ball after Nunez received the ball after the initial cross from the corner. That is why it was offside. But there is no camera angle, and VAR was unable to check the decision. But now an inquest needs to happen, because the protocol states that if the referee or linesman deems it offside, the flag should go up instantly. They didn't. They allowed the process to go through to VAR. The ball crossed the line, flag went up, whistle was blown. They then couldn't check VAR. So they didn't give it as offside in real time. They gave it as offside within the VAR process. But VAR couldn't check whether it was offside. Therefore, in my opinion, that goal should stand. Either that or lift your flag up straight away from the linesman. For me, I think it's unfair. How can we be at Anfield, one of the greatest stadiums in the world, and not have the camera angles to check if the corner taker is offside if he receives the ball? Terrible officiating from me. And Mo Salah's goal, listen, I think it's a stupid law. Does he make a deliberate attempt to play the ball? It makes sense if I pass the ball to Mo Salah, he's offside, but my defender intercepts it and then passes the ball back. That's a deliberate attempt. But the amount of times I've seen offside goals given where a defender tries to slide tackle to take the ball out and misses it, or it clips his foot and then it falls to the attacker and he's given as offside. It's very confusing for people indeed. But I do want your thoughts and I do want your feelings as well. We are going to talk about Konate, or as I saw the kids calling him online today, con artist as well. Gakpo's debut as well. I want your views and I want your opinions on this. But were Wolves robbed? Were Wolves robbed today? I want your thoughts and I want your feelings, people, on this. Same ref Arsenal is what Richard James has got to say here. Daniel says, we got away with one. Wolves were robbed. Toti was offside for a moment, but nowhere near the play or involved. Joke of a call. I feel bad for Wolves. And I'm not even going to lie to you, Daniel. My lack of trust in officiating in England, I don't care that they're going to announce, oh, Nunez was offside when he received the ball. Prove it to us. Prove he was offside. You have to. I need the process to be reviewed here, because they allowed the goal to stand in real time. The goal stood in real time. They disallowed it for the VAR process, and then VAR couldn't check it. If it was the other way round, I know Liverpool fans would be fuming, and all I'm calling for is clarity. The same as Mo Salah's goal. I understood why it was given, and it is within the letter of the law. My point is, do you expect defenders to not try and intercept that cross just in case Mo Salah was onside? It's a stupid law. That isn't on. That's not even bad officiating. It's a bad law of the game. I think we just saw in that example why it's a terrible, terrible law to have. VAR must start to be accountable for decisions. Well, I think they've got to make sure they've got the process right. If you don't put the flag up straight away, VAR's got to intervene. Now, you could argue the linesman said it's offside. They're going to go with the linesman and say it was. But I don't know. I'm used to it now. I want to see VAR. And we saw just earlier on today when Newcastle played Sheffield United, 2 offside goals in one game. We think refereeing's bad now. Take VAR away, it gets even worse. So we saw 2 offside goals given today in a game with no VAR. So do you think I trust the referees' on-field decision-making? Every time I see a decision given there in football for the last 2 years, I'm like, cool, I'm staying relaxed until I see a replay, because we see how often they get it wrong. We see how often. The game is gone. Liverpool at it again. That's clearly offside. Trent is running behind the keeper. onside, sorry. Trent is running behind the keeper and it should be on. I've seen many goals like Mo Salah's, 90% of them were given offside. I agree with you. I agree. There was one that Man United scored a goal earlier on this season. Bruno crossed the ball, and a defender in front of him, who was about 10 yards in front, jumped and it clipped the top of his head. It felt, I want to say it was Rashford. It might have been somebody else at the far post. He put it away. They gave it as offside. And I thought, well, no, the guy made a deliberate play of the ball. He tried to head it and he did. And that's not a dig at Mo Salah or Liverpool, but that rule stinks to high heaven. It really, really stinks. We need to hear comms between VR and the ref, like cricket and rugby. Could not agree with you more. That is the next stage and next step that is needed within the VAR process. It absolutely is. Dom Hussam's joining me very soon. I do want to say about the game, though. I thought Wolves played well in places. Terrible first goal. Let's not get away from that. A catalogue of errors. First of all, from Thiago losing the ball, giving away a foul. The foul never come to fruition, though. And then Alisson with a Karius moment at the back. Uncharacteristic, really, of him being not one of the best goalkeeper in the world. And then Wolves really dominated the game from that point. Wolves really did. I thought they were the better team. I thought Wolves were the better team for the remainder of that first half, and should have scored again. But then Trent Alexander-Arnold came alive and played one of the best passes you will see all season. The accuracy, the weight of the ball, even the way he had the ball spinning in the air was perfect for Darwin Núñez, who, ironically, is the best goal I've seen him score for Liverpool. But it wasn't like he shinned it and it went in. I was thinking maybe he should hit the ball with his shin more often because it's better than his feet. But what a goal it was. And Núñez deserves credit for finishing it. He does. But the ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold was sublime. One of the best you'll see. If KDB did that, if Messi did that, it would be replayed for days and days and days on end. It'd be trending across social media. It was out of this world. It truly was. And then we saw the offside goal of Mo Salah that we mentioned. And I say offside goal because for me, I honestly believe this. If Wolves scored that goal, they'd disallow it. They would say it wasn't because I thought deliberate attempt to play the ball was trying to pass it. If it's a deliberate attempt to try and play the ball, that means any defender that tries to intercept a cross or a pass where the attacker's offside now has to be given as onside if they get a touch. And that happens regularly. Watch out for it in football. Happens on the regular, bro. Happens on the regular. And Wolves' equaliser was great. Wolves played very good football for that equaliser. I thought Konate, listen, I do love his new nickname of Con Artist. I think that's actually very clever. But he was caught out again. I thought it was poor goalkeeping again from Alisson, really getting caught on the hop through his legs, 2-2, and probably a fair result. I would say it was a fair result tonight for the game to end 2-2. Personally, I would say it's about fair, if I'm being absolutely honest with you. Griezmann scored versus Tunisia, similar offside. He did. Yeah, he did, but they disallowed it, didn't they? I swear they disallowed it against Tunisia. I've seen Mbappe score one in the Nations League like that, and it was given. The point I'm making is Real Madrid had one disallowed for the same reason against Liverpool in the Champions League final. Do you remember? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not consistent. Let's just go back to the old rule. If you're offside, you're offside. Like, instantly. Like, it makes so much more sense. It just makes more sense. These newfangled ideas, they're good in practice. But then you get an example like today, and it's like, that's a crap rule, ain't it? You know, it's a crap rule. Terry said yesterday he's only remembers 2 mistakes Alisson has ever made. He's been making mistakes for a little while now. People don't want to talk about it, is what M. Shah says. Terry, I've had enough. Get Klopp out now. Fuck off, is what, dare I say it, Drifty says. I mean, we haven't even got on to Liverpool yet, and we will speak to Dom Hussan about this. They were shocking again. Liverpool were so poor again. So poor. Like, Wolves were a relegation team, and they struggled against them at home. There were big, big problems at Liverpool. I want your thoughts on Gakpo as well. It was his debut. For me, poor debut. I thought he was poor today, Gakpo. I didn't see anything from him that made me go, oh, wow, there's a player in there. Remember Luis Diaz's debut? Mane's debut? Salah's debut? Darwin Núñez had a good debut. Jota's debut. Gakpo today, a little bit media, a little bit mid. However, you're not going to write him off because of that. But yeah, not a great first display from him, as far as I'm concerned. If you're asking my humble opinion, I thought it was okay. Terry, how did Gakpo do? Average, 6 out of 10. 5.5, 6 out of 10, I would give him for that. Terry, how can robbery ever be fair? It depends who you're robbing. Do you know what I mean? Depends who you're robbing. I remember once there's a guy lived on my housing estate when I grew up, and he was angry, and we found out why, because he got robbed. But do you know what got stolen from him? It was all the stuff he stole from someone else. It's like, that's when robbery's fair. Do you know what I mean? He literally, all this stuff got robbed. You robbed it though. He went, yeah, but don't matter. Yeah, it's crazy. Prime here says, I really like how Wolves showed no fear. I like how organized and resolute they were. I like how they dictated the game. I like how Liverpool couldn't cope with them. Look, Prime, I would say that Liverpool had big spells in both halves, where they were by far the dominant team. But Wolves were good. Got very good manager now. It makes the win that Man United had against them a few days feel even better. And it was away from home. And look, Wolves will invest. Wolves have got some good quality players. They just lost their way. They just lost their way a little bit. And with Lopatelli there, they've got a genuine chance. It's Lopatelli. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? There we go. Scoreline 2-2, my friend. It's on the screen. Unless I've got that wrong again. I put it on the screen wrong twice today. I don't quite know how. Dom Husam is here with me now to have his say. Mate, loads of talking points. Brilliant game to watch as a neutral. First of all, give me your thoughts on Liverpool's performance.
Absolutely dreadful performance today. This is the third game in a row where there's probably like two good players on the whole pitch for us. Sorry. Trent today, man of the match. He was great against Leicester. He was great against Brentford. And today, once again, defensively and going forward, amazing performance. Darwin Núñez as well. These are the two players for me that deserve credit. Trent and Darwin Núñez. I'm not crediting anyone else. Whichever player you want to ask about, Robertson was decent, to be honest with you. Whichever other player you want to ask about, I'll probably tell you he was crap on the pitch today. He doesn't deserve any credit, to be honest with you. So for me, those two, Trent and Núñez, probably our best two players. For me, the biggest indication of where we're at right now is Jurgen Klopp, when he first came in, he said, go from doubters to believers. We went to believers, but now we went from believers to doubters again. It's just how it went because of the last two years and a half, 3 years. And you watch the players, they don't believe anymore themselves. The players themselves don't believe anymore. When I was doing my watch along in the 88th minute, 90th minute, I said, let's see how much extra time is going to get given. They gave 5 minutes of extra time. I said, we are not going to score a goal. I made my space. I made my match reaction. I did everything. I knew it was going to end 2-2 because the players just have no belief. The players themselves don't believe anymore. And when you look at these players, I've got 9 players not playing to their abilities today. Mo Salah, not good enough. Gakpo's his debut, so I'm not going to get onto him. It's his first game. You know, you can say whatever you want, obviously, but for me, I'm just going to be like, this is first game, so I'm just going to calm down a little bit. In midfield, all 3 for me, subpar performances. There's no need to come here and shout about Henderson for the next 10 minutes. We all know what he is. The 2 center backs, not good. Even Alisson Becker, maybe I'd say the only guy this season who hasn't let us down, even let us down today. So it's just, I don't even want to say. And Jurgen Klopp, once again, Jurgen Klopp's decisions, Jurgen Klopp's in-game management, what Jurgen Klopp does on the football pitch, just makes no sense to me. There's 10 minutes left. You need to win this game. There's 10 minutes of football left. That's it, 10 minutes. Why are you taking off my most creative outlet and my man of the match and bringing in a centre-back to play right-back? There's 10 minutes left. That's it. 10 minutes and the referee blows his whistle. No footballer can't play for 10 minutes, even after 80. Like, it's 10 minutes. Just keep Salah on the pitch, keep Gakpo on, keep all of them on the pitch. Just try to win this game. Those substitutions were just so, like, mind-boggling. You took off my most creative player when I need a goal with 10 minutes to go. I just don't understand that. I just don't understand the decisions anymore that Jurgen Klopp's making. And for me, that's the most worrying part. And look, in the summer, Terry knows this. I was fully attacked in the summer. for my opinions on Liverpool and how I thought the season was going to be. I got banned from channels, from podcasts, from spaces. Now they're saying all the shit that I said 6 months ago. And now we have 22 days to save our season. It's 8th of January. This can only be solved in the transfer window. There is no other way to solve this problem. Transfers. That's the only way we solve our problem. Or there's another solution. And people have mentioned it in the comment section. They've spoken about the other solution already. I'm not there yet. But I'm getting tested, is all I'm saying. I'm getting tested. Currently, I'm not there yet. I'm not going to say anything wild. But I'm getting tested. There's only two solutions. Either get players in or not. Today, Terry could start the show telling me, Husam, how was Konate? I tell him crap. How was Matip? Crap. How was Fabinho? Crap. How was Thiago? Crap. How was Henderson? Crap. How was Salah? Crap. How was Alisson? Crap. That's 8 players who are just playing like shit right now. And there's no belief. There's no belief in this team anymore. And I don't know where we go from here, to be honest with you. It's just pathetic, to be honest. It's just pathetic today.
Mate, listen, on your performance, I agree with pretty much everything that you have said. It was poor, substandard, nowhere near the levels that, forget Liverpool of the last 4 or 5 years. This is not the level that Liverpool historically should ever aspire to be. It's so far below that point. It's unbelievable. On the decisions today, I mean, I want to get your take as a football fan. Firstly, do you understand, do you agree with this rule that this should be given as an onside goal? Because I mean, I don't know about you, I get it, and it was a goal. It wasn't an incorrect decision. But do you think it's fair that that's given as an onside? Do you think that's a good rule in football?
I think if the player passes it back to his own goal and a guy is just sat there, let's say you're playing us at Anfield and Matip just stupidly turns around, passes it back to Alisson, and Rashford's there. If Rashford steals it and scores a goal, that goal should stand, because Matip should understand that now he's behind me, yes, but if I pass him the ball, that's not his fault that he's behind me. So Toti should have done a lot better with the header. That rule has been installed for a long. I still remember Switzerland scored a goal. Sebastian Frey was in 2006 World Cup, where the referee kind of overruled the decision because it hit the opposition's player. I think, look, for me personally, I'm not against that decision. To be honest with you, the other one is where Wolves are gonna feel hard done by. Wolves should have won the game. I still till this very second, I've seen the replay, Terry, 100 million times. I still don't understand where the offside is here. I just don't get it. The only explanation I have is maybe it could be Matheus Nunes that was offside, maybe from this play. Possibly, could it have been?
Well, they've said that from the initial, when the ball got played back to him, he was offside from the corner.
So Nunes was offside from the rebound.
That's the only thing people are saying that, but there's no confirmation. I think the referees will say, yeah, that's what we gave. My point of view is this, and you'll know this being a Liverpool fan. Well, I want to see confirmation, because they let the goal happen. So the goal stood, and then the flag went up. And my understanding of the protocol is that VAR has to prove the decision right or wrong. If VAR doesn't have a camera angle, the goal should therefore stand, because the ball already crossed the line before the whistle.
There was no angle, even in the replays. There was no angle.
Exactly. So nobody really knows, and I just think now they'll be clutching at straws. It was just a catalogue of errors as far as I'm concerned. And again, you're the same as me. If that was our club and we just scored that goal and it was disallowed in that way, we'd be fuming, because the point of view would be, well, show us the damn replay, show us the line, show 100%. Us offside. And for me, that's why I've said for a while now, they've got to add the earpiece. We've got to hear what's being said, because if you hear the VAR and the linesman talking, saying, I flagged for Nunes, he took the corner, he was 5-6 yards offside when it was played back to him, at least then we all know exactly what they're going to give it as. Because you know me, I don't trust them. This is what they'll do. It goes, right, guys, how do we get out of this and look good? Well, let's just say it was Nunes. They won't be able to disprove us. We'll get backed by certain people. It'll be fine. It was poor for me, because I don't know. I feel like they deserved it a little bit, pound for pound. And
they did 100%.
But
we break records. We're the prostitute in this league right now. If you haven't scored a goal in a long time, play Liverpool. We'll let you score a goal. If you haven't won a game in a long time, play Liverpool. Let me give you two excellent stats. Guedes in his Wolverhampton Wanderers career has 1 goal. He scored the second today. Wolverhampton Wanderers have scored 11 goals this whole season. They scored twice at Anfield today. Wolverhampton Wanderers, this is their B team, and this is the strongest team we could have possibly fielded, bar Henderson for whoever the fuck, they're all crap anyway. So, it's just that this is the reality we live in right now. And the only way to solve it is two ways. Either make transfers and change this team, or the other option that I will not even say at this moment in time, because I'm already under enough fire by my own fans.
Are you saying sack Jurgen Klopp?
I am not saying that. I plead the fifth, and I will not be saying those two words.
You're not in America to plead the fifth.
Hey, I plead the fifth, whatever. I'm just not going to say anything at this moment in time.
There we go. Listen, Husam, always a pleasure to speak to you, brother. Always fair and honest, and we'll chat again soon, my guy. All the best.
Appreciate it, Terry.
Thank you, bro. Listen, I've seen a lot of people calling for Klopp to be sacked. I've seen a lot of people say it like Dom Husam just did, sort of through bated breath. I call it the Voldemort effect. Like, he who should not be named. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. Do you get me? Forget about it. The mafia saying forget about it. That means about 100 different things, but no one particular thing. I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans allude to it, would probably be the best way of describing it. I personally think that's massively premature. I don't think it's right, although he does need to make some changes, because this team he's now got is not good enough to play his brand of football. They're not good enough. They don't have the workman-like mentality in midfield. They don't have the attacking line that is as good as it was 3 to 4 years ago. Gakpo, Darwin, Salah is not Mane, Firmino, Salah. It's a completely different way. And one thing that he has to learn, Fergie did this brilliantly. Fergie would change his team's style subtly, shape subtly, tempo of games to match what he had. Because Fergie wasn't even as blessed as certain managers are in nowadays, where you've got 18, 19, 20 first team level players. And that's just a sign of the times, as it were. And Jurgen Klopp has got to learn to adapt a little bit. So I do understand why some Liverpool fans are calling him out, why some Liverpool fans are coming for him personally. I get it. This is from Omar. He says, Jan window will decide Klopp in or out for me, to be honest, is what Omar has got to say here. He's not very happy at all. O'Malley says, we have to start naming these refs in the media. Andy Madley not putting a face to a bad decision is saving them 2 games in a row. Look, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I think that they need to be questioned. Do you know what it is? We need to know. Liverpool fans will do this. Liverpool fans will say, and this is the problem football fans have. Football fans will say, we want clarity, honesty, transparency in the refereeing decisions. But then we change our minds when our team benefits from one of these decisions. Liverpool fans tonight will think I'm attacking them as a club and not the institution of refereeing and VAR's processes. As a general rule, I think VAR has improved football. They get the vast majority of decisions correct, as in the objective decisions. Did the ball cross the line? Is it a goal? Yes or no? Is it offside by a millimeter or more? Yes. Those decisions have invariably been right. Invariably been right in the past 3 to 4 years since VAR has existed. The subjective decisions are still subjective. You're going to get debate over them. But what we now need is a new layer added to this, where we hear what's going on, why the decision has been given, what the thought process is. I believe, again, that will take away a large amount of the debate and confusion that we have as football fans. But as I've said already, this isn't an attack on Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool paid the referees. Liverpool have done nothing wrong in this decision-making. But as far as I'm concerned, seeing this given as an offside, whether it was Nunes from the corner, whether it was a mistake at this point, if we knew what was being communicated in real time, there wouldn't be calls of quote-unquote corruption. There wouldn't be calls of poor decision making, we would understand it. But if you follow the VAR protocol and you raise the flag and blow the whistle after the goal's gone in, surely VAR has to prove the decision right. You've sent it to VAR. Otherwise, you raise your flag straight away, right? Because when the ball came back to Nunez, he wasn't in a goal scoring position. And the only time you don't raise the flag when a player receives the ball in a wide position is if he's running through on goal. So again, what we now need is clarity on this process because I believe, based on my, I'll say, limited understanding as a football fan, it feels wrong. That is why Wolverhampton Wanderers should be filing a complaint. That is why Wolverhampton Wanderers should be pressing hard on this because something smells off. Not because Liverpool made it off. This has nothing to do with Liverpool. It's to do with getting the right decisions. And why Liverpool fans should back Wolverhampton Wanderers in these circumstances, because next weekend it could be you that's cost. Next weekend it could be you that drops out of a tournament or loses 3 points because of the same very mistakes. So drop your tribalism for 2 minutes and try and make football better for all of us. Let's have a little look here at some more of your comments that have come through. Zane's joining us in a few moments' time, ladies and gentlemen. Check United Muppeteers tweet. He was onside. Okay, let's have a little look here. Let's check Muppeteers tweet. I like the Muppeteers. Let me find their Twitter account, though. There we go. Found it. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, someone's got a widescreen angle. Jesus. I mean, yeah, again, this is somebody drawing lines themselves relatively straight. So we've got to bear in mind that this isn't a computer doing this, but they show us something that's very, very intriguing indeed. I need to let me just do that and do that. Bear with me a second because I need to try and make this work on my screen. This is very intriguing. When you guys see this, and again, this is worrying. This is worrying if true. Look at this, people. Let me just remove this super chat for a second. So the yellow circle on the bottom is the head of Nunez. The ball there you can see in the middle has just been played, and that's his head. So if that's his head, he looks pretty much onside to me. And that's why if that's the case, if what we're seeing on screen is true, and if we can get some more angles, and if Wolverhampton Wanderers can find some different footage that shows that Nunez is onside, Liverpool Football Club should forfeit the round and give the tie to Wolverhampton Wanderers because Liverpool Football Club have too much history, too much honor, too much credibility in the game to allow a decision like that to stand. Liverpool Football Club do the right thing and give Wolves that position that they earned in the 4th round. If that picture is true, and there's other angles that prove it, that is the worst offside decision in the history of English football while there's VAR happening at the same time to stop this. If that is true, Liverpool Football Club give Wolves that place in the 4th round. They deserve it. You're too historic, too credible. You're too big and honorable as a football club to not give them that place. Because that, for me, is horrendous. And there's no way Jurgen Klopp is going to sleep easy at night knowing that his team is still in the FA Cup when they shouldn't be there. There's no Liverpool fan in the world that can sit there tonight and go, "Oh, I'm going to celebrate that." Liverpool Football Club have got too much about them. There's too much. There's too much heritage, brilliance at that football club to celebrate that. There's no way in a million years any Liverpool fan is happy with that. So Liverpool forfeit that place in the FA Cup. Give it to Wolves because they thoroughly 110% deserve it. That is catastrophically bad. Catastrophically bad. It truly is. That is an abomination. An abomination of football. It really and truly is. Oh, my word. I'm going to go to some of your comments on this. Even the Wolves manager saw it on his TV screen. He was livid. Absolutely. Yeah. Crazy how bad that is. Crazy how bad that is. Crazy how bad it is. They should be giving their place in the FA Cup up. Liverpool should forfeit their position tonight. They should be doing it now. Now there's proof. Now that we can see it, forfeit that. Do the honorable thing. Do the right thing. Wow. I'm just staring at it now and I'm almost shocked into pure silence at the size of that mistake. Zane joins us now. Zane, what do you make of that horrendous mistake that cost Wolves tonight?
You're hilarious, bro. You're hilarious. Can you hear me right? Because my mic was an issue last time.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Well, basically, the reason why the goal was disallowed, because obviously I was watching after-match stuff, and what happened is VAR unfortunately could not get the angle, because VAR, however VAR's calibrated, it could not get the angle that over there. So what they had to do was default back to the on-field decision, which was the offside raised by the linesman. Now, what makes me laugh is bare man are cussing VAR. Oh, let's go back to the old days. And this decision on that goal being disallowed was how it was back in the day. So people, make up your mind. Do you want VAR or do you want to go back to old days where humans make the decision, bro?
Wrong, Zane. Wrong. Because if it was the old days, there was 3 phases of that play before the flag was raised. 3 phases. The ball went back to him. The ball got crossed back in. It was cleared for a second time. The ball then fell to whoever the player was that then hit the ball a third time, and then Toti played it in. So there was 3 phases of play. In the old days, the flag would have gone straight up when Nunes touched the ball. So you're wrong. You don't understand the laws of the game.
Actually, where you're wrong on that is the rule was changed to obviously raise it at the last moment, and obviously the reason why it's an issue is because VAR is supposed to capture this. But if VAR can't capture it at that depth, at that height, so close to the to the goal line, whatever, what can you do? Because the rules are all designed about VAR catching this. VAR camera angle couldn't quite do it right, hence they went back to the on-field decision.
Bro, but you're taking the conversation into a different area. My point.
Go on.
Let me explain it. So you agree it's onside, right? You can see that evidence now.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I was shocked it was disallowed.
So you're agreeing that it's onside. So you agree they were robbed tonight. My point of view is this.
No.
Well, if you're saying it was onside and it was a goal, that means they've been robbed, yes?
As per the officials and the rules at the moment,
yes,
I can see why the goal was disallowed. However, in real time, the fact that it took 10 minutes was a disgrace. Why is it fucking taking 10 minutes to work out what the fuck happened, i.e. the corner taker was a goal offside? But me as a neutral fan watching it, I thought, yeah, they're through, right? But ultimately, we're fans. We don't control the game. We don't officiate it. We don't control the rules. So all we can do is go with what the game has put in place. And as per the rules of the game, whether you like the rules or not, and that's what I keep saying to people, it's the rules that cause the problems and they need to be addressed and fixed. Because like I said, in the old days, you put it up straight away. Now the rules are different. So I think it's more about the way the rules are being implemented and changed detrimentally for things like this, right? That's it. I personally thought it was a goal because I thought there's no fucking way that goal was offside. No way. But now understanding why they explain why it was offside, me with my logical hat on can say, all right, fair play. The rules are shit, but at per that goal is offside. So that's the problem. People need to talk about the actual rules then, not the implementation, because ultimately, if the rules are shit, you're going to get this type of stuff.
But as I've said on the show already, I'm talking about the implementation. This is what I've said. They allowed 3 phases. They allowed 3 phases of play, the goal to go in, then raise the flag, so that VAR reviews it.
Yeah.
Because if the flag goes up before the goal goes in, then there's no VAR. If VAR doesn't have the camera angles,
exactly, yeah,
the on-field decision was goal.
No, the linesman had flagged for offside
but you're not listening. You're not listening. You don't know the process. Listen to what again. If he's giving offside for Nunes, that was 3 phases of play earlier. If you run offside now in the game and you're running into it and you get the ball in the wide position, all season the flags have gone up early, haven't they?
But this is a human being.
Zane, answer my questions.
Yes.
Yes. So the ball goes to Nunes in a wide position. He's not. Is Nunes running through on goal? No. So the flag has to go up if he's offside. It doesn't. They allow the play to continue. They allow the goal to go in. Then they flag it off. Therefore, the on-field decision was goal. VAR now has to intervene to assess whether Nunes was offside or not. They haven't got the angles. So for me, that is where the robbery has come in. However, what do you think Liverpool should do now? Should Liverpool forfeit their place in the FA Cup to do the right thing?
Of course not, no. Because, like I said, goals happen ultimately. You know, over the season, you're going to get some goals in your favour you shouldn't deserve, and you'll get some goals where you. That's the nature of football and sport. So if we start micro-analysing every single thing, then what's the point? So for ultimately, I get what you're saying, Terry, but to counter a thing, how many times have you seen a striker that's blatantly offside, goes past the defender, shoots, it misses, whatever, and then the linesman raises the flag 5 seconds later, and everyone's saying, why did you let the striker carry on? Because the defender could have got injured, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's the other point to say, you know what I'm saying about they're putting the flag at the last moment possible. There's evidence, I'm showing you there, where it happens in other scenarios as well. So I would, like I said, go back into what your other point is. Yes, the rules are incorrect and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, Zane, listen, I appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your.
But can I say something, please, also?
Very, very, very quickly. Go for it.
All right. People need to relax about Liverpool, right? I've been saying for 2 years the midfield shit. We're going through a transformation because as we Donkey, you know, we know my thoughts on Donkey, right? So Klopp is going through a rebuild. So all I say to Liverpool fans is enjoy the football. Whether as a neutral, watching a Liverpool game is probably one of the most entertaining. If you never watched football before, you would want to watch a Liverpool game because whether you like it or not, it's entertaining. So all those fans, chillax, relax, support your players. Nunes, Capo, allow these haters. We support your players and enjoy the ride. Wherever we come, we come. But we're in the transformation. So let's just get on with it and just stop bitching about things and be loyal to your club, bro. That's it.
Yep. All right. Cheers, Zane. All the best, mate. Take care. Thank you. It's funny Zane talking about being loyal to clubs when Zane celebrated losing last year. It's very strange. Neeks is joining me now. Neeks, what do you make of this calamitous refereeing tonight?
First and foremost, my battery may die, so yeah, I'll get through as quick as I can. My issue actually, because I'm gonna go back to the 3-2, the Wolves disallow goal. My real issue is the Salah goal. Now, my issue is with the rule. The rule is so farcical that I can't even say I'm surprised because a lot of the rules in football leave a lot to be desired. But Salah's goal, Salah's considered onside because the defender played the ball intentionally. The defender was never in control of the ball. It wasn't a pass or a header or a chest back to the keeper that went wrong. He tried to intercept and clear the pass from Cody Gakpo to Salah, who was in an offside position. Now, of course, he's behind him, and he can't be 100% sure that he's offside. So what is he supposed to do? Leave the ball to go to Salah in the hope that he's offside, or does he do the instinctive defensive thing to block the ball? The same thing happened in the Nations League final between Spain and France, where the ball was played through. Barta went to slide in to block the ball from getting to Mbappe, got a stud on the ball. It went through to Mbappe, who was in an offside position when the ball was passed. He scores the winner, but because he intentionally played the ball, he's considered onside. And I think it's so wrong because you are penalising the defender for defending. You're penalising the defender for defending, whilst crediting and giving the attacker an advantageous position by being in an offside position because he has effectively interfered with play. By making that run and being in an offside position, he has forced the defender to play that ball. If he was never there, the defender lets that run through to the goalkeeper. So I think that rule is so bad that it needs to be changed. And as I say that it's so bad because even in the Champions League final, when Benzema had a goal disallowed for offside, by that rule, that goal should have been given. But their reasoning was that Fabinho slid in, then Konate kicked it onto him, and he was never in control of the ball. But 2 players before a Real Madrid player touched the ball. It's so confusing, it's so wrong, and it disadvantages the defender that I think that rule needs to be, I would say, looked at immediately. Not even at the end of the season. It has to be looked at immediately, because I think it stops defending. The defenders don't know what to do now because, I might touch the ball to someone who's offside. It's wrong. It's so wrong.
But it's even, there was a goal, just to think, I've got to start taking notes of some of these things. There was a goal scored against, I want to say it was against City earlier on in the season, and the ball got whipped in, and the City player tried to clear it or tried to like block it. It clipped his foot, went to the striker in the middle that was offside. It was scored and it was disallowed. And they disallowed it as offside. And I thought, but there was a deliberate attempt to play the ball because the defender slid in for it. Today's example was exactly the same. Zayn tried to style it out by saying that Toti was trying to play the ball back to his goalie.
No, he wasn't. He was stretching. He was never in control.
Yeah, exactly. It is a terrible, terrible law. It wasn't a wrong decision, but it's
it wasn't.
Because do you know what's crazy about it? It's a terrible law because it's a huge amount of subjectivity within an objective law. And then you get into a space, and then it's how do you deliberately attempting to play the ball? Because I even look at last night's goal United conceded. De Gea, criticism for it, but in the build up to that goal, Varane clears that ball that's going to fall to.
Yes. I can't remember who it was, but it was in an offside position. Might have been Onana or something like that.
So it's like theoretically,
he only cleared it because he was in an offside position because he was there.
The player there. Now, if Varane leaves it because he goes, he looks offside, but then it turned out when Varane's back was turned, a fullback played him onside. Varane makes a mistake. That's why you've just got to put that flag up.
And for me, by the letter of the law, he's interfered with the play by being in the position and the line of or in the path of where the ball was aimed to. You've interfered with play because all the defenders have made their decision based on the fact that the ball was played to you. And ultimately, the ball even landed at the same player that it was played to. So if that's not offside, it's like, who makes these rules, innit? Who makes these rules? With the win, what would have been the winner? I'm unsure. I haven't watched the whole stream. Why are you saying that it was the wrong decision? Because I haven't seen an angle that states that Núñez was onside. That shows that he was onside. So why are you saying that's the wrong decision?
For me, it's because and again, I want clarity on this. They've allowed the VAR process to take on. So Núñez is offside. He's got the ball in a wide area and he isn't running through on goal. And the protocol is you put the flag up instantly, right? That's been happening all year.
Yeah.
So if he's offside, then you put the flag up. But 3 phases of play go by. Then the goal goes in at the end of it. So there's a cross, a clearance, and whatever else. There's 2 or 3 phases of play. Then the ball goes in. The whistle goes for the goal. Then you put the flag up and it's disallowed. Therefore, you have to go to VAR. But VAR doesn't have an angle. So I'm not saying it's wrong to go with the on-field decision then, but I want what should be instantly explained to us is the protocol because they've broken protocol to allow the goal to happen, but then they can't follow the protocol forward by using VAR. So it's like that that goal that Aston Villa scored in lockdown, where the goal line technology didn't work. And because the goal line technology didn't work, they gave the goal, as opposed to checking the camera that would have proved that the ball was over the line. Because on the field, they didn't give the goal. They disallowed the goal. Because on the field, the goal wasn't given. And even though the camera would have proved that the goal should have been given, because on the field the goal wasn't given, they played on basically. So if the protocol therefore is, well, the goal went in and then the flag went up after because of the VAR rules, officially the goal was given and then disallowed. But it's not disallowed because there's no VAR to prove that it was offside or not. It's confusing. And that's the bit for me. And it's funny really as well, because you talk about deliberate attempts to play the ball. So there's 2 Wolves players who touch the ball before it goes back out to Núñez. The first one, he probably was offside from that point.
Yes, but the second one,
it's the second one who heads the ball backwards to him.
Yes, and the lino might not even see that it's the second one. Like, what did the lino give the offside for the first one or the second one? You don't know. Like, Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not good, man. It's not good.
And the reason why I say you have to see the replay to be able to give it, otherwise you give the goal, is because we saw a game today in the FA Cup on TV with no VAR, and there was 2 fucking offside goals. So it shows you that referees make far more mistakes than the system does. Because in one day of there being no VAR in the FA Cup, there's suddenly all these goals that have gone in. I think Neeks might have frozen. I'm not too sure. His battery might have gone in the end there. But yeah, listen, look, as I said before, this isn't a dig at Liverpool. Liverpool have done nothing wrong. I'm annoyed about the officiating here. There's some super chats here. So I've DM'd you a better image of it, and it's clear. Joshua, I haven't got any DM from you, bruv, on the Football Terrace account. I'm looking now. I can't see a single DM from yourself, bruv. I can't see nothing from you, unless you're someone called Ten Hogs Magic sent me that, but I don't think that's you, is it, bruv? I swear you follow me as you. So yeah, let me know. Rashford offside versus Liverpool. Do you give the point? When was Rashford offside against Liverpool? When was Rashford offside when VAR existed against Liverpool? Show me the VAR evidence that he was offside, and I'll pay your mortgage for a year. VAR evidence he was offside when it was given onside, and I'll pay your mortgage for a year. I thought Toti was offside in the initial phase. Now, you can't be offside unless you're making a deliberate attempt to play the ball. So at no point was Toti offside in this, as far as I can see, my friend. Guna Dan said this happened in Arsenal versus Liverpool game. My question is, why isn't the whole pitch covered? Multi-billion franchise, and we can't get the pitch covered. It's right. And we need to be told what the protocol is if VAR can't see and you've allowed the decision to go to VAR. Surely the goal's got to stand. Yeah, I knew the battery died, bro. No worries at all. Terry, is Alisson still the best in the world? Yes, I would say he's still the best in the world, irrespective of the mistakes today. What I said yesterday about De Gea is, and I'm going to do this bet with anyone who wants to take the bet on De Gea haters. You set how many mistakes per season that lead to goals the new goalie will make as an acceptable amount. If he makes one more than that, £1,000 donation to charity, and vice versa with me. We'll set up a standard because I've got a little theory about it. That's going to happen later on down the line. Terry, should the ref have to check the monitor? Yes, but we don't know what they were discussing. But yes, they should in certain circumstances. 110%, 110%. They should be doing that. And by the way, Liverpool did not have a camera there to protect themselves because that goal could have happened in the first half and they missed out because of it. Liverpool have done nothing wrong. And I'm only being like facetious when I say they should forfeit their place in the league. But there we go. I'm just being facetious, but people don't often understand sarcasm and being facetious and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Indiana joins me now. What are you saying, Indiana?
What's going on? I can see.
What did you make of that tonight? What do you make of that?
Come on, it's onside for me. I just think. Listen, you know I don't like VAR. I prefer it when it was referees and linesmen and there was human error. I'm not having this whole VAR has been brought in to improve the game. It's been brought in to protect referees, and because somebody's making money from it, that's the only reason why it's in the game. Let's not pretend there's anything else. But listen, it's onside. I don't believe for a second there's not a camera there. It might be that a camera's not working. Referee's not going to go to the monitor because VAR are going to turn around and say we can't see it, so we have to go with the linesman, and that's why it stood the way it stood. But is what it is. Liverpool have to play an extra game, which is great. I love that. That's why I love the FA Cup. I'm old enough to know what the FA Cup is about, and I love it. And I'm not going to be told any different by these kids playing FIFA, man. I love the FA Cup. I love that there's replays in it. I wanted to talk about Alisson really making a mistake. We spoke about it last night with De Gea. Every goalkeeper makes mistakes. But Wolves weren't great tonight, right? But Liverpool, wow, if they were playing a better side, they lose that game 4-0. I don't care what anybody says, man. They were not good. They were getting played through the middle way too easily. Nunez, yeah, he scores goals, but is he offering enough to this team? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sold on him. Timo Scouser. I think that Liverpool's Liverpool got away with it. Let's put it that way. I don't think they deserve the draw. I think they deserve to play the replay, though. It is what it is.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that, mate. I think it's just one of them things for me. I just kind of feel, yeah, this isn't even about Liverpool for me. Liverpool fans will take it personally because it's their team. It's just about this. This was a terrible decision. And I've always been an advocate of VAR, and I am an advocate of VAR. Therefore, I want it to be as perfect as possible because I think it improves the game. I think it improves football matches massively. I mean, Newcastle wish there was VAR today because if Sheffield United Wednesday's first goal doesn't go in, the game could be different. But it wasn't there, and it can change the course of a season for a team massively. But there we go. Indiana, appreciate your call, my friend, and we'll chat again soon, brother. Take care. Thank you very much indeed. Listen, everyone who has tuned in, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Really does mean a lot to us here. Back tomorrow with more content for you. Big transfer news tomorrow morning on its way out. So make sure you get your eyes open for it. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.